Hi friends, family, and internet strangers. Hope everyone's doing well and doing well with their stories. Again, this is where I struggle also, so I know the struggle's real. Let me explain. I envy those guys like Russell Brunson, Jim Edwards, Tony Robbins, who can punch out a story like a Pez dispenser. As you know, they know, when we all know, the story is where everything lies. Success, failure, the whole thing depends on your story. Difference between helping someone and just confusing them, again, we all want to tell stories like Russell or Seth Godin. And I've seen so many people giving it so much effort in their VSLs, workshops, Facebook Lives, and it's awesome to see all of this going on. See, I'm a retired firefighter, so I got me some stories. I see everyone trying so hard, hook, story, offer, right? I mean, we get pounded with the Epiphany Bridge, Hero's Journey, all the pieces for a great story and how to put it all together. But there's one piece that's missing. How many out there understand how radio waves work? The actual way they work is not important. It's the idea that they're everywhere. They're all around us all the time. Why don't we hear them then? Well, you'd think at least one or two of the thousands would crackle through your ears once in a while, you would think anyway. And the reason is because we're not tuned into that frequency. You need to be a receiver. You need a receiver that can tune into a specific frequency. You need to reach over, touch the dial, turn it until you get to the frequency that you want. Our brains are the same way. If the frequency is outside the range of the receiver, quite simply, they won't receive the message. So what the hell does that mean? It means you're unremarkable. Nobody can hear what you have to say. You're just a bunch of white noise out there with everybody else. So how do you get them to tune into your message? You need to be remarkable. It's no different than Russell or Gary Vee or any of the other guys that tell you need to interrupt the pattern. If we don't interrupt the pattern, we come across as Charlie Brown's teacher. Wonk, 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 wonk. Our brains are wired to be indifferent to people, to everybody that we meet, to everything that we experience. We just don't care by our nature. I mean, think about it. If we were engaged with everything and everyone that comes at us every single day, we'd go crazy. So what our brain does is it cherry picks. Our brain makes up stories about someone or something, even if we've never met them before or done it before. Our brain is an incredible machine, always bent on protecting you. It's the fight or flight thing, reptilian brain, the one that makes us fear and suspect everything and everyone. It's protection. So before you can tell your great story, the one that you've worked so hard at massaging, nurturing, growing into this awesome thing that nobody gives a shit about. Well, I'm here to show you how to get people to give a shit, how to be remarkable, how to take your body language and signals to a mastery level. Now, mastery level, what the hell is that? And that's a complete understanding of body language, not just yours and not just your audience's, but how to use your body language to influence your audience, to help them get out of their way of themselves, to get your message into their head. So in my search, I ran across so many videos, VSLs, workshops, webinars, Facebook Lives, so many people doing the work, really trying hard, realizing the magic that is in the story. I found so many people frustrated though, because they feel that they have a really great story, and they do, but why isn't the audience, the client, the student, why aren't they listening to me? I mean, I hear it time again. I mean, have you guys heard these same things? I can see it in their face. They're just not listening. Or I can just tell they're not listening. Now, let me ask you a question. And this is a super simple one. It's not a trick question. Don't read into it too far. But if you're walking down the street and you're standing on a street corner, you found yourself next to two people, one you worked with and one you don't know. As you're standing there, you need to figure out which way you need to go to get to the back of your building. Your coworker tells you to go down the block, take a left, take another left, and explains the loading dock will be on your left. The other guy says, just go up half a block straight ahead, take a right, and it's on the right. The second one sounds much easier. But human nature will be to follow the advice of someone you know, someone you're familiar with, someone who is a friend. But not in the let's have dinner, see you at Christmas friend, but our reptilian brain or our mind has three choices: friend, foe, or even worse, indifferent. Now let me explain. We live in a world where we're bombarded by information, all the stuff that our life has going on, advertising to buy this or that, instruction from work, communication from family. It all becomes white noise. So instead of taking it all in, we block it out. Everyone hears this white noise, and if we took it all in, it would be chaos in our mind. So now we're taking care of it automatically by human nature. Now we have two choices, whether it's sending or receiving communication. Is the other person a friend or a foe? Again, just two choices now, friend or foe. As a listener, you're looking for clues subconsciously. As a speaker, you're doing double duty. You're also looking for subconscious cues, not friend or foe, but are they getting me? I hate cliches, but this is one. This is a dance, if you will. A balancing between remarkable, that sounds like a great tagline, be remarkable. Anyway, but using your words and body language to guide the listener from indifferent to friend. I need to emphasize this here. I'm not talking about storytelling. I'll leave that to people like Russell Brunson. I'll put links to them down below so they can help you with your story. They can help you with, I follow all these guys. They help me with my story, and you should follow them too. I'm not talking about marketing. That's a whole different thing altogether. I'm talking about tuning into the radio station. I'm talking about getting them to subscribe to your news feed, literally. You could just be doing the standard, normal, expecting thing, as a salesperson or somebody that's connecting with somebody else. Hi, my name's Kevin. What's yours? How can I help you today? Now, I see this all the time, especially on like car lots. Well, let's see. I'm in the market for a white tiger and a box of green popsicles. I mean, seriously? I'm here to buy a car, dumbass. Anyway, I digress. The direction of your interaction with your audience, your classroom, your client is decided before you even say your first word. And from how your body language speaks, especially your hands, can be the deciding factor between a real good presentation and a presentation that changes someone's life, because that's what we all want, right? We want to help someone. We want to help people's lives. We want to help them change. We want to help change lives for the positive, whether it's to help them learn a skill or amass some kind of knowledge. And maybe it's just a real good salesperson to help them get their first car. Whatever it is, you need to understand the impact you have before you utter a word. You need to get past the reptilian mind, the one that's scared, afraid to do anything, let alone take big chances. Was there something recently that if you had taken advantage of or whatever it was, that it would have solved a gigantic problem for you, but you didn't take advantage of it because you were scared? Now, why was that? It was your reptilian brain getting in the way. It's super loud and drowns out everything if you listen to it. I have a friend way back in the day told me a story. His uncle, kind of a recluse, didn't talk to the family much, was super smart. He was kind of a weird guy. And one day the uncle came to the bunch of family members with an idea. Just straight up asked him for money, no presentation, no nothing, to a product that he had invented. Most of them backed out because they didn't have any confidence in him or anything. My friend said he backed out strictly because of the name. And I quote from him, "Who's going to buy a spray of an oil named WD-40? What the hell does that mean?" Now, the rest is history, and whether the story is true or not, I don't know. He told the story, and it was pretty convincing. It's a great example of how our minds get in the way of ourselves, making up stories about outcomes to protect us. So when I walk up to you and you don't know me, your reptilian mind, in a fraction of a second, decides whether you're friend or foe, fight or flight, engage or disengage. If the mind doesn't have enough information, it's going to fill in the blanks with random facts, false stories, all that stuff, all to support the idea of survival. So fill in the blanks for him. Sometimes it's simple as a smile, a genuine smile. If there's a fake smile, if they're incongruent, if your smile isn't tied into your eyes, to your head, to your ears, the whole thing that I talk about on my website, then they're going to get a false signal. If you get a false signal, you're going to get a flood of emotions, a flood of fill-in from your brain that this person could be a serial killer, whatever. They're going to start filling in the blanks. Now, maybe not that bad, but everybody is definitely suspect from one point or another. So you need to be genuine. You need to be honest. Be alert and be aware of the signals you're sending with your body signals. You may be comfortable standing with your arms crossed. Others read that as closed off. You might not be closed off, but just don't give them the opportunity. They should be inviting and open and friendly conversations, not closed off, pointing, lecturing. You're not their parent. And I see it a lot of times. Many people are trying to help. And then there are those that are kind of I see so many try to use their hands and their arms and facial expressions, and so many need help with that. Then there are those that are an anomaly and don't try to mimic them because they're rare. They look like they're having a seizure right in front of you. Their hand signals are not in line, or they're incongruent with their message. Now, for instance, I love Kevin David. I think he's great. He's super successful. He's an amazing guy. But just because someone's successful doesn't mean they do everything right. He waves his arms like he's falling through the sky, grabbing for every stick, feather, and branch on the way down the cliff. It's not how it plays out for most of us. Most of us, that doesn't work well with our story. It's like we're tangled in an invisible spider web or something. Now, Kevin David does it this way in every video, I swear. It's like he's directing traffic in downtown New York, but he's good at what he does. Russell Brunson, on the other hand, zero chaos, zero confusion. Every motion, every movement, every gesture, every step is planned. But the beauty is you don't know it. He is amazing and should be the benchmark for everyone trying to connect with an audience. His book, Expert Secrets, lays out the process and just how to do it just like him. Thousands of people are using it to promote their own story. But again, he doesn't show what the hell to do with your hands. That's where I come in. When your message matches your body language and your client is ready to receive your message, you are now remarkable. And that's exactly where you want to be before you say a word, and where you want to stay once you start speaking. And that's exactly what I do. Show you how to be remarkable, how to get your audience to listen, and how to get them to like you and do business with you. I do video analysis. I've done it for others. Their VSLs, workshop videos, webinars, even some Facebook Lives. I found such great effort out there. I mean, everybody's trying so hard. With a couple small tweaks here and there, you'll be sending a message that they can't help but follow because subconsciously their mind's telling them to. If you have a video you want me to take a look at, let me know. VSLs, workshops, webinars, Facebook Lives. Do you present on stage? Got a video of that? I've helped many people with stage presentation also. Anyway, have a great day, and remember, always be remarkable.